right, guys, we're back after an action-packed fight card on Saturday. It's now Sunday. We're recording an early Contender Series video for you guys. I'm your host, Picks by Pegasus. I'm here with Key 3 Picks and Dre V. Key. Thank you for joining us this week. We'll get right into this one. I mean, this one's pretty favorite-oriented, I feel like. We got Bellamere showing up, making her appearance for MMA. But get right into this. First fight is Nick Galanti versus Carlos Petrazulla. Petrazulla is plus 190. Nick Galanti is minus 225. Drop, how about you go first? What do you think happens here?
Yeah, I mean, I did tape Nick Galanti first, and then after taping him, I was like, okay, if I can find a reason to maybe bet against him, I would kind of do that because he's a favorite and he's decent, but I'm not sure he's really UFC caliber, honestly. Like he's a good regional guy, but I don't think he's that good, honestly, looking into him. But when you watch his tape, he's obviously a grappler. He's a BJJ black belt. That's what he's trying to do. He's very aggressive with his takedowns, very aggressive with his submission. He's getting the back to pretty much anyone, and he has a decent frontal game as well. That's kind of his game: the guillotine, the rear naked choke, the take his back. On the feet, he's not awful. He's a southpaw. He does he does some fun stuffs on the feet, and I kind of when I watched his name, I was like, this guy. I kind of remember him, and that's because he fought Brendan Holmes back in 2024. Brendan Holmes, remember, he fought in the Outlet Contender Series last year. He lost to Cam Ralston. And watching back, and by the way, Holmes is back this year on the Outlet Contender Series too. I just in September, so it's like 2 weeks from now, I think. But yeah, watching that fight, I mean, Holmes hurt him, and he was pressuring him, and you can see Nick was not comfortable on the back foot, getting hit with a big shot, and his wrestling looked very poor to me in that fight. But in round 3, he landed like a spinning shit, and he hurt Holmes bad, and he almost finished him, but not enough time, so he ended up losing. And after that, you can see that he's more grinding with his grappling and stuff like that. But his takedown defense is not good, man. In his last fight, I know Clayton is a decent fighter, but he was getting taken down a bunch in that fight. And I think he made bad decision. Like his submission over position, he get reversed. He can lose minutes off his back a little bit. So I don't like to see that, honestly. But, to me, in this matchup, he's the more likely to end up on top and find a submission because his opponent, Carlos, is also a very aggressive submission grappler. But I've watched a lot of his film, and he didn't really fight anyone, man. I mean, his level of competition is very bad, even though he's 15-1. He was fighting in the Argentina Samurai promotion. But as soon as he went up and fought in the LFA, step up in competition, he got knocked out in the first round. He got dropped in that fight, and then he got knocked out at the end of round 1. So didn't like to see that. Reason being is because his striking defense is awful. And he does have some power and he's aggressive on the feet, decent clinch game, I'll say. But man, I mean, he's there to be cracked. But he shoots a lot of takedowns, and he's another one of these guys that you rush, you get reversed, you end up on his back. And some of these low-level guys that are not on his level were able to have success, end up on top of him and defend some of his submission. He's like a armbar Kimura type guy, but he does have good ground and pound when he get on top. I'll give him that. And like I said, he's very aggressive. But I think this fight, he's facing a real grappler that is better than him, and that's going to show in the fight. So I think Nick is going to win, probably by submission at some point.
Rear naked choke, round 2, round 3.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a sub. I'm not sure about the round. I don't really think it goes to round 3. I think probably in round 1 or 2, probably round 2. But yeah, I think he finds a submission. I just think Carlos is not it. But like I said, I'm not high on Nick either. He's going to be a fade for me in the UFC.
Yeah, I think Nick Galanti's going to win here. I think his back takes are pretty good. He's got good scrambles. Only issue is sometimes he'll play guard. Got good transitions. Petrazulla, kind of a bit wild for me. His grappling's okay, but his top control is not good. He kind of leaves his neck open for subs too. So I don't know. I think Nick Galanti's going to. Nick Galanti always finds a way to find someone's back in his fights. So I think he just finds a sub. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Galanti gets it done here. I do think he's a fade. I also don't think he won his last fight.
Yeah, I actually watch it. I was like, how did he win? I rerun it, I thought he may have it. I think it was round one, round five that he won, and round one, round two was super competitive, but he clearly lost three and four. But it was very close, man. I'm surprised it was unanimous.
You
Yeah, I
guys
did
watch him
that.
grapple with Phil Rowe?
What'd you say?
You guys watch him do that grappling thing with Phil Rowe?
Yeah.
I mean, Phil Rowe is not, you know, I don't rate his wrestling at all, but he played BJJ off his back, so that's his style. So
But nah, Galanti should get it done here. He's a insta fade in the UFC. I don't think he's overly athletic. He hates getting pressure. He doesn't like getting hit. I think he's gonna get KO'd badly in the UFC. But Carlos is awful. Can crushing Argentina doesn't convince me of shit, and his process is awful. Striking defense is awful. I think Galanti should. There's a layup here. I'm not sure why they're giving him a layup, but there's a layup for him.
Yeah. All right. Next fight: Ronald Humphrey versus Alexis Miranda. 9-2 versus 4-0. Odds of these two gentlemen: you get Miranda plus 530. Ronald Humphreys is minus 750. Key, how do you think this goes? You think Humphreys just knocks him out pretty quick here?
Yeah. If this was any other Dana White Contender Series card, Humphrey would probably be the fighter I'm most excited for. But Bellamir's fighting on this card, so he's second. Humphrey has a wrestling background, is super athletic, has a pretty nice pop, and I
His
think
slams are crazy with his takedowns and shit.
yeah, I mean, he's an athletic freak. I expect him to do whatever he wants in this spot. I will say he's 4-0. I didn't expect him to get the call this fast. I do hope that they slow roll him a little bit and give him time to develop. I know he's at ATT. I know he's getting good work in. But 4-0 isn't, you're not UFC ready from an experience standpoint at 170. So I hope they get some good matchmaking and slowly gets built up, because I think that this guy has a lot of potential. And he's going to be really fun to watch. But I think he gets an early knockout here. Miranda is not physical at all. And he's just simply not athletic enough to compete in this fight. I expect Humphrey to knock him out.
What do you think, Droff?
yeah, I guess the only thing I'll add is I think he can also submit him. Honestly, I know he doesn't have submission, but I was looking into this Miranda guy tape, and I was trying to see if he what he looked like off his back. And when I saw it, it was not great, man. I mean, this guy, I saw like two dudes taking his back, and he was kind of lost in those positions, man. I think that if Ronald get to those positions, he can take his back. And yes, he does prefer the ground and pound. He does have pretty nasty ground and pound, by the way. But like, if he take his back, he's gonna choke him out, man. The difference in athleticism is just too big. He's gonna be too strong. So if he's on his back, I don't think Alex is defending the choke, honestly. So just be careful about, because I think the KO is gonna be minus money. So I'll be looking to maybe get. Yeah, but it's probably gonna be super chalky. I hope it's not that bad, because this guy has never been finished. But man, Ronald to me is very good, man. I know he's green 4-0 and stuff like that, only 25, but at the good camp, and I think he could be the goods, man. I really do. And
Humphrey's dad an MMA fighter too.
I didn't know that. But also another thing is kicks are pretty good, man. And his wrestling is also nasty, man. So yeah, good striker, powerful. I don't think he's a gasser. I know it's all first round knockout, but the fight that went into round two, when you look at it, he didn't look gas at all, man. So I don't think he has like a cardio issues. Maybe if he goes to like a war and it's extended round three, maybe then he's a bit tired. But I don't think this dude Miranda is the guy to do it. He's a basic striker. He has decent calf kicks, but he's easily backed up. And his last fight was a split decision over a guy who was 29 and 25. So not a good.
He fought on the back foot the whole time that fight.
Yeah.
And doesn't use his range well at all. So I'm out on him. I think Ronald Humphreys runs him right over. Under's probably fine.
The line is fine. The line is 750, so we'll need to look at props. But I think he's a very good prospect, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Next fight. Sean Clancy Jr. versus Gary Bellatto. Bellatto's 11-3. Sean Clancy Jr. is 8-0. Odds of these two gentlemen: you can get Clancy minus 650, and you can get Bellatto plus 476. Kia, I'll have you go first again. You think Clancy gets it done here, or do you think Bellatto finishes him?
Yeah, Clancy should look good here. He's a smooth athlete. I was pretty impressed on tape. I think that they can throw him in the mix right now, and he'll be able to swim with the dogs. He's a guy that he backs up the 8-0 record. He checks all the boxes. Physically, smart shot selection, goes to the body. I think that he should look good here. Bellatto he's been in bare knuckle for a while. I did not get the full tape on him, but fighting 3 times in bare knuckle within the last year doesn't really scream to me that you're a serious MMA guy and that you were expecting a call from Dana White, or working towards that truly. So I think that here Clancy should get it done. There's an obvious setup spot for him. I'm interested to see. I hope they throw him on a Euro card pretty soon.
So you don't think Batman is good? Is that what you're saying, Key?
Fuck no.
Yeah, Bellatto, bad down defense. We've seen him control before. I think his striking is probably decent, but I still think Clancy's a better striker.
Hey,
Grappling,
you look shy tonight. Are you reading notes?
I'm so sick right now.
But what are you looking at? You're looking down when you're talking.
I have my notes next to me, but
You're reading someone else's breakdown. Is that what you're doing?
no,
Don't lie.
that'd be crazy. That would be crazy. But
Just-
I don't know. I just think grappling wise, I'm like losing my voice too. Grappling wise, I think there's a clear differential there. I think that's where Clancy gets it done. I think it's going to come from the submission. So, yeah, nothing really to add. What do you got?
Yeah, I think sub is live too, man. I do think that he preferred a knockout, and if the price is similar, you bet the KO, honestly. But man, like you said, he's a good wrestler, and he's a cage warrior guy. So sometimes with these dudes, I'm being a little bit careful because sometimes they come into the UFC and it doesn't look great. But a very good striker to me. He's very fast, powerful. Like he said, he goes to the body. He does have very good cardio too, which I like. And he has good grappling, good back take, decent ground and pound. So yeah, I think he's the full package, man. Honestly, I think he's pretty good. Bellatto, if you go back, he actually fought Billy Ray Goff back in the day, 2022, and he dropped Billy Goff pretty badly early in this fight. He tried to jump guillotine, he didn't get it. And after that, man, like Billy Goff take him down and he just elbow his face off. And Bellatto was pretty cut, but like when he got back up, like the blood was in his face, and he said like, "No more, I'm done." Like he called the fight for the ref. So, yeah, I didn't like to see that, honestly. And then there's other fights where he's the one having the grappling success. So I think that he kind of needs that. He doesn't have. I know it says like 2 KO losses. The other one is Jeremiah Wells back in the day in round 1, but it's not like he has a bad chin, but he can be easily backed off. And the thing I've noticed with Sean Clancy as well is like if you pressure Sean and he doesn't like it, he's just gonna blast double leg, and that's gonna work in this fight. So I do think that if Bellatto wants to win, he needs to pressure him and trying to land in the pocket. And if he does that, I think that Sean is just gonna take him down. And when he's doing that, he's gonna ground and pound. And if Bellatto makes some mistakes and give up his back, he's gonna submit him. And on the feet, I do think he can knock him out. Probably later in this fight. So I'll be maybe looking to round 2 triangle for Sean in this spot. Because yeah, it can be KO or submission, but I think he's a good prospect to keep our eyes on.
Okay. All right. Next fight we have is Mario or Key. Key went first. Mario Paisan versus Guilherme Ariel Silva Costa. 4 names. Guilherme Ariel versus Mario Paisan. Paisan like Italian. I think it's Piazan or something. Who knows? 10-1 versus 7-2. He's the PFL fighter, Mario. I didn't actually get around to taping this one, so I'm going to let Drav take this away. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, you didn't really miss anything. Don't even bother to tape it. I think that's a shit show. So first of all, this Mario dude, he has 1 loss, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not because that's his second time in Dana White Contender Series. The first time you won by illegal knee, right? And he had like 16 takedowns or something, but it was like a boring fight. And he got an illegal knee. I'll say the guy that he beat, Alexander, he was 14-3. He's not. He won 4 fights after that, so it's not like he's a bum or anything. But still, I mean, that fight was ugly. And since then, he fought the same guy twice. the guy Andre Vieira, who's not a good fighter, 37 years old. The first time he beat it by knockout. The second time he takes him to a decision. He looked kind of sloppy. He was striking more for some reasons because in his last fight he did strike a lot. I know people might not watch his last fight and just watch the fight prior because in the fight prior he was only grappling, wrestling, clinching, and I mean his wrestling is decent. His ground and pound is okay, but he has no submission game. He's not really aggressive. And again, on the feet, his striking is very basic. He's hittable. I don't like his game in general. And yeah, he also fought a guy that was like the guy he fought, Thiago Borg, like boy, that's his nickname. He's now 11-20. He's 42 years old, but that guy was super big, man. I don't know how much he was weighing, but he was like 300 plus. I don't know what the fuck was that, but yeah, he beat that guy. But he was kind of getting landing. The guy was landing on him in that fight. But yeah, again, and the bad look on his resume, Peg, said he got knocked out cold last year by a guy named Alex Junius, who's 16-40, right? That guy has been knocked out 18 times and he's been submitted 20 times. And that guy knocked out Mario in the first round. So I mean, I don't know why the fuck they're bringing that guy back. Maybe they want Uriel. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, Uriel fought Josh Shokit last year, and to his credit, in round one, he actually did a decent job defending takedown. I mean, he's a BJJ black belt. He has a guillotine, and he's a decent striker early on. He has some power. I guess he's probably UFC caliber for heavyweight, which doesn't say much, but I don't really rate him either, and he has bad cardio. So I can see a world where he gets taken down in this fight and in turns super sloppy. But yeah, I think he's gonna get a knockout early, probably. But yeah, it's a shit show, honestly. I don't know why they're fighting. And this Mario dude, he's 5'11" at
He's in
heavyweight,
Shelton's gym.
and he's 240 pounds, so he should be dropping down to 205.
Yeah, he's at a Jelton's gym. That's interesting.
I mean, he fought in his promotion, Mario. He fought in the is that Mario? Oh yeah, he fought Demon Fight, stuff like that. So yeah, I watched his decision against Silva da Silva as well. Ugly, ugly fight, man. I was like, oh the fuck, why the fuck am I watching that? It was super boring. But yeah, anyway, I think he's gonna get finished probably. But yeah, this fight is fucking weird.
What do you think, Key?
Doing tape on fights like these is like what makes you like rethink like why you're capping, why you waste time on this shit. Like this was a really rough watch, and I had to cut it off after the third fight. I just couldn't do it anymore. Piazza,
man, 3 fights and get out.
I mean, he's one of the worst to ever do it. It is like painfully bad to watch. And Uriel, I mean, he doesn't have cardio worth a fuck and doesn't want to fight after 4 minutes or so. But he's gonna find him and should find him somewhere here. I mean, this is just there's so many more better fighters in the world to give a shot to the UFC than these two guys. I just don't get it. I don't understand the matchmaking. Neither one would win in the UFC much at all. I'm gonna side with Uriel by knockout here though.
Okay. So it's an underdog shot, right?
No.
No. I was just say Uriel is minus 220, Piazza is plus 186. Interesting. Okay. You guys think he goes under?
Which one? The Mario fight?
Yeah.
I mean, probably like that's probably how Uriel win and finish him under. But man, like I said, this dude he can make it boring and clinch you and take you down and just he can be very boring, honestly, and he could push it. Like if he wins, I guess it's over, but I think he loses.
Gotcha. All right. Main event time. Bellamir versus Alex Apodaca. Line on these two ladies, Bellamir is minus 1750. Apodaca is plus 850. I mean, Key, the little girls expert, tell us about this.
Yeah, this isn't low level. I think Mir has a genuine chance to be very special, and I don't say it because of the last
I've
name.
seen her grappling, her UFC stuff. I've seen her jujitsu stuff,
Yeah,
obviously.
her credentials are legit. I mean, national champion at 145, I believe, in the NCAA
Mhm.
championship. She beat her former teammate from Iowa to win that and pinned her in that fight. I mean, unreal physicality. The wrestling is real. I mean, she can wrestle her ass off. Um, the fight that she took to decision, I believe, she was like 17 whenever that happened. Frank was just trying to get her some fights and get her feet wet at the time. Since then, since moving towards back to MMA after the wrestling season, I mean, she was cooking girls. She showed some comfortability on the feet, which is promising to me. She wasn't in some crazy rush to get the fight down or was panic shooting instantly, which is a good sign to me that she's going to continue being well rounded. What I don't like about Bellamere is the talk about being Olympic champion in wrestling, UFC champ, and also fighting and boxing for Dana. And I get Dana gave her an NIL deal while she was in college wrestling. This is pretty much his niece. And they know what they're doing with this matchmaking. Apodaca is absolute shit. She should not be here. The girl who was supposed to get her ass kicked was Olivia Beerley, Yum Yum, who is on week 10 and said that she was hurt for this week and is ducking Bellamere. I wonder who her opponent will be on week 10, but that was supposed to be the original matchup, and they found Apodaca, I believe, on a couple week notice. This is an obvious setup spot. I mean, mine's 1,500. Mir should nominate, I think, round one sub. But I do hope that they slow roll her a little bit. But I think that she has a level of physicality in wrestling that the division hasn't seen in a while. And I think that she's going to dominate these girls. And I think if she really wanted to, she could potentially compete on the Olympic side in wrestling too. She's one of those freak talents. I know that everybody's going to think that this is just getting boosted due to Frank Mir being her dad. And yes, that does play a part in it. But we haven't seen a real women's MMA prospect like this in a long time. And it's really good to see one come, especially out of America. So this is really exciting. And if you're a women's MMA fan, you're definitely enjoying and going to enjoy this rise of Bellamere. I think there's going to be a fun experiment to watch play out. So I got Bellamere by round one sub. I think that she's going to dominate these early stages of her UFC career for sure. She's one of those big time talents.
Is this girl Alex Apodaca kind of valid, like low key? She kind of looks it.
We don't have to sexualize these women, Peg.
All right, you're right. That was wrong with me. Trav, take it away. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I did watch Apodaca pro career, and I didn't see any really grappling defense and wrestling defense and wrestling off her back. The only thing is I saw one of these girls trying to take her down, and she stuffed her right away with her arm. So that was good defense. But when you go back and you watch her amateur career, the girl that he mentioned, Alvia Berle, right? She didn't even take her down. Like she slipped Alex in that fight. She slipped, and right away that girl took her back and choked her out like fucking instantly. I was like, okay, that's terrible. And then the other fight against Diana Ramirez, where she lost, she didn't look good, man. I mean, she got her back taken again in that fight. She was kind of losing the striking late. That's one thing I've noticed. Early on, she's decent, but as the fight goes, she's getting more hittable on the feet. She doesn't have any power. And yeah, the fight that she lost as a pro against Nicola, that's a girl name I didn't know, but what she lost, like she got her face clocked in that fight. Like she got fucking hurt, man. She did the fucking chicken dance in the octagon against that girl. And you know what? You know that girl has 3 wins, 0 knockout. That's not a good look. And she ended up losing a split decision. There's another fight against, I think that's Shayna Gomez, where late in the fight she's getting touched up. I'm like, okay, that's not great. So yeah, I mean, doesn't have power. She seems big and physical, and she's a decent minute winner. She switched tenses. Like she's not like I've seen worse women, but like in this fight, that's not gonna end well. Benamir, obviously, a very good grappler, wrestler. She's very aggressive on top, good submission, and she's a southpaw. And I'll say her striking is not bad, man. she has a decent striking game for a wrestler. So I do think that she can maybe hurt this girl on the feet and knock her out, man. I think that's totally possible. And obviously, if she get her down, she's gonna take her down and submit her, man. I really think so. We'll see what the prices are on the prop. I watched her first pro fight at first against Daniel Wham, who's turned out to be 1-6 as a pro, and she lost the third round in that fight, and she was kind of bleeding, and it was not the great look, but man, she was 17 years old at that point. Now she's 23. You can see she's much stronger now than she was back then. So yeah, she's improving, and she was still in school. I'm not sure if she still is, but she was still in school back then. So yeah, obviously she does have a a high ceiling in MMA. A southpaw, a wrestler with that pedigree, with that submission skills. So I think she won this fight, but by finish, we'll see what the props are. Maybe if the KO prop is like a massive number, I would take a poke on that because I've seen this girl can be hurt, and I think Bella is aggressive with it, and it's done at Contender Series. So if she hurt her, maybe she just take her down and submit her, but also she can maybe knock her out on the feet. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but I think that's a possibility. So yeah, we'll see, man. Excited to see how she does in the UFC. She's only 23, man.
They are giving us Trevor Peek plus 350 against Curtis Campbell.
Keita minus 270.
Minus 350 peg.
Trevor Peek isn't minus.
No, Trevor Peek is plus 285. Yeah. I have it in my face.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that.
So, Peg, are you ready to parlay Umar Sy again? He's minus 235.
I just saw that against Bukauskas. No.
Are you ready to parlay him again?
I'm not touching that shit, bro. I'm not dealing with that. I guess, that's a quick episode. We did in 27 minutes. Let's give these guys a parlay. Let's put something together here.
There's nothing to parlay yet.
Yeah, but we can give it when it comes out. We can give it to them.
Year round one for me.
If you want a lock parlay like Peg love to do, you can just parlay Bellamere, Sean Clancy Jr., and Ronald Humphrey. It's probably going to be minus 250, the parlay, the three legs.
Let's do Galanti money line.
I don't really like that, but.
Or, okay, if you don't like that, or what about like one of these unders, like under 1.5?
We don't even know the prices, Peg, so they're
going to be, it's going to be, dude, you know what Contender Series is like almost always 1.5s.
Yeah, it's going to be 1.5, but, if it's minus 120 or if it's minus 300, it's not the same conversation. But, if you want a lock parlay, just parlay Bellamere, Sean Clancy Jr., and Humphrey. I don't know what the price will be, but I reckon it's going to be minus 200, and that's going to cash.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, all right, that's fine. Clancy Jr., Humphreys, and Bellamere. Okay, you like Mir round one?
Yeah, or the under in the fight is fine too.
That's how I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking Bellamere under, Humphreys under, and Clancy under. Just do those instead of the money line sides, and you'll probably.
Yeah, I feel like all the favorites will win and finish.
And yeah, round one probably, but. All right, guys, that's the show. Got it done in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, quick and easy this week. This is not the best card, but
No.
We probably gonna be one of these dogs that win, though. Maybe I think one of them will probably win.
Are we going live for Shanghai, or do you want to record? Leave us in the comment section. Let us know. Do you want us to go live for Shanghai, or do you want us to upload a video?
I'm more hyped for the Road to UFC card than I am the Shanghai card.
No, there's some spots I like on the show.
When's the Road to UFC, by the way?
Thursday.
It's Friday, isn't it?
I thought it was Thursday.
Okay, we'll have a look on that.
I like Road to UFC. I haven't started looking into it yet, but I like betting Road to UFC. And then you're getting bets in at 8 a.m. on a Friday morning. It's the best. It's like Christmas. But okay, that's the episode. We'll be there. We'll be with you guys live on Wednesday, or record on Wednesday night and upload it for the Shanghai card. And then I don't think we're doing anything for tough. Maybe we'll give you guys, actually, you know what? If you tune in, we'll give you a free tough bet. That's what we'll do on Wednesday night. That's how we'll play it. All right. See you guys. Thank you for joining us.